The story begins from dangerous competition called The Long Walk. The winner gets fame, money, and a chance to have any wish fulfilled. The entire event is broadcast live on TV, and for poor people, it's the only way to change their lives. Many people volunteer for this competition, and 50 participants are chosen via lottery. From Maine State, only one boy is selected, Zion, whose mother Layla is dropping him off at the event. The atmosphere inside the car is very quiet and tense. Layla wants Zion to change his decision, but Zion says this is now his life's decision. When they reach the location, Layla hugs him tightly and says goodbye crying. Zion then goes inside the gate where he meets a boy named Rohan who is very friendly. The other participants also seem friendly. Everyone is talking to each other while waiting for the event to start. A boy named Leo keeps wandering around. His face shows he's anxious. He says he's 18 years old, but nobody believes him. Shortly after, Kaylin arrives. He gives each boy a metal tag with their number and says they've all become men now. Then he gives a long speech, saying the long walk was created to restore hard work and spirit among people because the country's condition deteriorated after the war. Every year after this event, production increases, so Kaylin believes the country's real problem is people's laziness. While he's speaking, all participants are given bracelets that check their walking speed. Then Kaylin explains the rules. Everyone must walk until only one person remains alive, because this race has no finish line. They must maintain a speed of 3 miles per hour. If anyone walks slower, they get one warning. If they can't maintain speed for 10 seconds, they get a second warning, and after the third warning, they're immediately shot. If anyone steps off the road, they're shot without warning.
Kaylin finishes his speech,
Makes everyone cheer loudly, fires a shot in the air, and starts the competition. The boys start walking and military trucks follow them, recording everything. The area seems deserted and gloomy, because people are only allowed to watch the final parts of the race. At the start, only the people who live around the road are present. A policeman salutes as the boys pass by, but Jax taunts him and spits on the ground. Initially, all the boys are quiet and serious, but by the time they reach mile 5, they start talking. Mikhail walks a bit slow and immediately gets a warning, so he quickly corrects his speed. The other boys start wondering if this was some trick of his to test the limits. A stone gets stuck in Jax's shoe, so he stops, and the army immediately starts giving him warnings. After the third warning, a soldier is about to shoot, but at the last moment, Jax puts his shoe back on and starts walking. Everyone else calls him a fool, but Jax says he did it to get a little rest. By mile 7, everyone starts talking about the prize. Arian says he only came for the money, but Zion says there are more important things than money. Everyone mocks his statement. So Zion, angry, starts speaking against the system. He says the government portrays them as if they are volunteering of their own free will. But in reality, the system has made them so poor and desperate that they have no other option left. Some boys say talking like this in front of the cameras is dangerous, but Rohan is inspired by his words and says if he wins, he will use the money to help people. Then Rohan lights a cigarette. Finn tells him it's a bad idea, but Arian asks him to share the cigarette. Meanwhile, Omar passes through the group. He is writing down everyone's names and numbers because he thinks he will write a book about the long walk and become famous. Rohan says this is useless thinking because if he wins, he will be famous and rich anyway. A little later, Leo screams in pain. He gets a cramp in his leg. He starts walking slowly, and the soldiers warn him. Zayan and Rohan try to support him and encourage him. Leo gathers his courage and tries to keep walking, but the pain increases so much that he falls to the ground. After the third warning, a soldier shoots him in the head. Seeing this, Zayan is so shocked that he also starts walking slowly and gets a warning. Then Rohan pushes him, forcing him to walk faster. A little later, Kaylin returns to the road and gives a speech for Leo. He says a comrade has fallen and his bravery should be remembered. Zayan asks a soldier to refill his canteen and jokingly touches the soldier's gun. At mile 17, they see a girl by the roadside holding a sign and cheering for Zayan. The other boys tease him, saying, "Look, he's got a fan." Suddenly, a boy collapses on the road. The soldiers warn him. Meanwhile, Jax jumps over him and jokes that he had hidden his illness. Within seconds, the soldiers shoot the boy. Jax laughs and says, "Everyone be happy. One less competitor." By mile 25, Jax starts bothering a boy named Caleb. At first, Caleb ignores him, but when Jax insults his mother, Caleb attacks him in a rage. Jax dodges all his punches and Caleb falls hard to the ground. He can't get up in time and the soldiers shoot him too. Everyone yells at Jax, saying this happened because of him and that they can't wait for it to be Jax's turn. By mile 35, Kaylin arrives again and congratulates them on reaching the first night. His speech is full of nice-sounding words as if they are doing some great work. Zion starts dozing off and dreams of his mother, Layla. As soon as he slows down, the soldiers warn him, and Rohan wakes him and keeps him moving. As they walk, they talk about their families. Zayan, distracted, slows down again and gets a second warning. He speeds up but stumbles and falls after a few steps, receiving a third warning. Now he must walk for the next 3 hours without any mistakes for the warnings to be removed. Rohan encourages him, but Zayan, panicked, yells at him that he's just pretending. At that moment, the group reaches a steep hill where walking becomes even more difficult. Everyone's feet are hurting. Several boys fall and the soldiers shoot them. Zayan tries to ignore all the deaths happening behind him, but Jax's joke echoes in his mind. Zayan starts slowing down again, but Rohan catches him in time. Zayan thanks him and apologizes for his earlier words. By morning, they reach mile 59. After all the deaths on the hill the previous night, only 18 players remain. By the time they reach mile 67, Finn is barely able to walk. Rohan, seeing Finn's condition, goes to help him, but Finn angrily snaps at him to leave him alone. Meanwhile, Omar's ankle gets twisted and he starts walking slowly. The soldiers warn him, and Zayan motivates him, saying, "Just walk a little more." But Omar's body can't keep up, and he collapses to the ground. A soldier immediately shoots him in the head, and 2 children standing nearby see it all. When the walk reaches 100 miles, Kaelin returns to congratulate everyone. At that moment, a boy tries to run away, but the soldiers immediately shoot him down. At mile 103, the boys talk about their wishes. Rohan says that if he gets the chance, he will wish for 2 people to be able to win. Zayan says he wants to change the entire system, but the others say that a wish can't change the country's laws. Everyone becomes irritable and starts cursing Kaelin and the competition in anger. By evening, heavy rain starts. Zayan is struggling to stay awake, so Rohan supports him and keeps him walking. By morning, they reach mile 144. To forget their fatigue, everyone keeps talking. Zayan then tells Rohan about his father, how his father was his hero. He taught Zayan things the government had forbidden,
like philosophy and ideas of freedom.
The government declared him a traitor. Kaelin himself had told his father to stop his studies and swear loyalty to the government, but he refused. He was immediately put to death. Zayan then reveals his secret. He joined the long walk so that if he wins, he can ask for a gun and kill Kaelin. He says that the people on both sides of the road who clap for them are heartless. They only enjoy watching their suffering. But Rohan says don't blame those people. The system made them this way. By mile 170, everyone falls silent. A boy whose foot is bleeding screams for help from a soldier and tries to climb onto a tank. The soldier shoves him hard and the tank crushes his foot. He continues to scream in pain, but the warnings keep coming and finally he is shot in the head. Witnessing this, another boy loses his mind. He tears off his clothes and runs madly away from the road, and the soldiers shoot him too. By evening, they reach mile 201 and Finn can barely stand. Zayan tries to encourage him, but Finn says, "Enough, no more." He turns and walks towards the soldier's truck and is immediately shot. Arian, screaming in pain, runs to his friend and holds him, but the soldiers warn him too. Zayan pulls him away forcefully to save his life. By morning, they reach mile 209 and now only 6 boys remain. Everyone remembers that Finn had a wife, so they all agree that whoever wins will give some of his prize money to that woman. Jax does not participate in this pact and feels everyone is ignoring him. He goes to Zayan and confesses that he can't get Caleb's death out of his mind. He says he never intended for him to be killed. Jax apologizes but still says it wasn't his fault. He promises he will also give money to Finn's wife, so everyone lets him back into the group. As they walk, Jax begins to go mad with guilt. He vents his anger at the system and Kaelin, shouting uncontrollably. Then he steps forward, pulls out a knife, and ends his own life. The soldiers still follow their procedure. They issue the warnings and then shoot him in the head. By the time they reach mile 260, the boys start singing to keep their spirits up. On the 5th day, they reach mile 278 and proceed on the road that leads to Zayan's village. Kieran says Zayan is lucky because he will get to see his mother, but Zayan says it's actually a misfortune. He will have to leave her behind all over again. At mile 286, they pass through his village. During this, one of Zayan's shoes tears. Arian says that if both shoes are different, it will be difficult to walk. So Zayan takes both shoes off. His feet are bleeding. Just then, he spots his mother Layla in the distance. He can't control himself and runs toward her. Layla panics and tells him to stay on the road. At that very moment, Rohan grabs Zayan's hand and pulls him back, saving him from being shot. Zayan shouts an apology to his mother from afar, realizing he has become just like his father, a man who lost to his emotions. As they walk, Rohan shares his story. His parents died during the war, and he was sent to live with his uncle. His uncle beat him daily until Rohan was 10 years old. After that, he lived on the streets. He survived by stealing and fighting. One day, during a fight, he was slashed in the face with a knife and ended up in the hospital. From that day on, he promised himself that no matter how dark life gets, he would always look for the light. If he wins, he will use the money to help orphaned children. At mile 306, Stevens says they should all stop helping each other because as long as they stick together, this walk will never end, and everyone agrees. Just then, Arian's nose starts bleeding. Everyone pretends not to care. Kieran can't bear it. He angrily steps forward, snatches a soldier's rifle, and shoots him. Everyone else just watches. The soldiers immediately shoot Kieran too. But he wants to be the master of his own death, so he takes his own life. At mile 324, the bleeding from Arian's nose worsens. Rohan and Zion support him, but Arian knows his time is short. He says, if you win, give this locket to my grandmother. And then he says, don't look back. He walks toward the truck and the soldiers kill him. Walking on, only Rohan and Zion remain. Evening falls and rain begins again. The two of them reach a city where people are waiting for them. Suddenly, Zayan also collapses. Rohan moves back to save him, but the soldiers pull him forward because he has now won the competition. Kalen congratulates him and asks what he wants as his prize. Rohan tells him, I want a rifle so I can leave a trophy of my victory for my children. But when he is given the rifle, he immediately takes aim and kills Kalen, putting an end to this entire tale of tyranny. With this scene, the story ends.